Hey guys, it's Dee here, and like you've seen on the thumbnail, today we're making a Pinterest inspired cover up. It's a mesh cover up that I had saved in my phone for a while now, so I decided to make a tutorial on it, and here are the materials that you are going to need. You're going to need any yarn of your choice. Cotton yarn would be perfect since it's summer. But I'm going to be using 100% acrylic. It's called Big Twist. You're going to need about 340 grams for a size large to extra large. So for smaller sizes, you might just need 1.5 bowl, but you can get to just to be on safe side. Okay, so you're gonna need yarn of your choice. Again, this is acrylic yarn. It's a size 4. It recommends a 5mm hook, but I'm going to be using a 4.25mm hook, which is a G6 hook. Okay, and you're gonna need a tape measure, 2 stitch markers, a darning needle, and some pair of scissors, which I don't have here with me, but you're gonna need them. Before you get started, you're gonna need to take your own measurement. So you need your measurement from one shoulder to the other, and then you're going to add in 7 more inches. For my case, my shoulder to shoulder measurement is 18 inches. 18 inches is my shoulder to shoulder measurement, and then I'm going to add in 7 more inches, and I'll be explaining to you guys why you need to add in more inches. First, we're going to make this big mesh rectangle, and once we are done, we're going to make the front panels, which I'll be showing you how to do. And in this tutorial, I'm making a size large. Before we get started, guys, remember to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. We are going to start with a slip knot. Please excuse my voice. I think I have a cold or something. So you're going to make a slip knot, okay? And then you're going to make a chain. I'm going to chain 90, and I'm making sure that my chain is not too tight. So you can make any number of chains as long as it's a multiples of 3 plus 2. So I'll go ahead and finish mine, and then I'll be back here shortly. I'm back, guys, and I have a total of 90 chains here. Let's see how long it is. So when taking this measurement, you don't want the chain to be stretched. My shoulder to shoulder measurement is 18 inches. So this is 18. Then I added, oops, you guys can see all the way down here. Okay, it's like this. So I have added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inches. I added 7 more inches to my shoulder to shoulder measurement. The reason why you need to add in more inches is because the chain is going to shrink after your first row. And we also want the cover up to be slightly above your actual measurement. After getting your chain in multiples of 3, you're going to add 2 more chains. So 1, 2, and then you're going to yarn over and skip and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and into the 8th chain you're going to make a double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook in the 8th chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then you're going to chain 3, skip 2, 1, 2, and into the 3rd you're going to make a double crochet, chain 3, skip 2, and into the next chain you're going to make a double crochet, and you're going to repeat that until you get to the end. chain 3, skip 2, double crochet, chain 3, skip 2, and double crochet into the next chain. Okay, keep repeating that, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. I'm at the end of my row and I have 3 stitches left, so I'm going to chain 3, and into this last stitch I'm going to make a double crochet to complete my row. Alright, so that's our first row. For row 2, you're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then you're going to turn your work. The chain 6 is going to count as a double crochet and a chain 3. So you yarn over. On top of the next double crochet, you're going to make a double crochet, chain 3, double crochet on top of the next double crochet, chain 3, double crochet on top of the next double crochet, chain 3, double crochet on top of the next double crochet, and you're going to repeat that until you get to the end of the row. I'm at the end of my second row, so I'm going to chain 3, yarn over, and then I'm going to count 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the third chain I'm going to make my last double crochet. Oops. 1, 2, 3, double crochet to complete the row, and you should have something like this. Okay, for third row you're going to repeat row 2, so chain 6, turn your work, yarn over, and make a double crochet on top of the next double crochet, chain 3, double crochet on top of the next double crochet, chain 3, double crochet on top of the next double crochet, and you're going to repeat that until you get to the end of the row. And that's the pattern you're going to keep repeating. Okay, you're going to keep repeating this pattern until you have enough length for your cover up. So I'm going to go ahead and keep repeating this. So I'll just finish up here and show you guys one more time how to end the row, and then I'll go ahead and do the rest of camera. Every time you get to the end of the row, you're going to chain 3, and then you're going to count 1, 2, 3, and into the third you're going to make a double crochet. OMG, I think I'm losing my voice, guys, because of this cold, but hopefully I'll be alright soon. Anyway, when you end the row here, you're going to chain 6, and then you're going to repeat row 2 and 3. So keep repeating that until you get to the end, until you have enough length. Okay, until you have enough length, and then I'll be back to show you guys how to do the rest. Alright, I'm back, guys, and I have a total of 57 rows completed, and my piece is 33 inches from the shoulders to where it stops. It measures 33 inches. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start working on our front panels. Okay, and to do that We're first going to mark where we want the neckline to start, and then we're going to leave out the shoulder parts on both sides. So what I have here, I counted my stitches. I have a total of 30 double crochets. I counted these, then I divided 30 by 3 and got 10. So I have 10 double crochets from this point to the stitch marker. I have 10 double crochets from this stitch marker to the next, and then I have 10 double crochets on this side as well. So we're going to continue from this point where we still have our yarn, and we're going to start working from here to here. Okay, we're going to leave this part for now, and we'll get to it once we are done with this part. So just like we've been doing it, we're going to make a mesh row starting from here to the stitch marker. So you're going to chain 6. Yeah, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then you're going to turn your work, and double crochet on top of the next double crochet, chain 3, double crochet on top of the next double crochet, chain 3, double crochet on top of the next double crochet until you get to the stitch marker. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So here I have my 10 double crochets. I'm not going to work in this stitch where I placed my stitch marker. Okay, so I already have my 10 double crochets here. So next I'm going to chain up 5. I'm going to chain up 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Turn my work, and then I'll repeat the pattern until I get to the end. Yarn over, double crochet on top of the next double crochet, chain 3, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 3, and repeat the pattern. To complete the row 1, 2, 3, you're going to slip stitch to make a double crochet on top of the last stitch, chain 6, turn your work, and continue making 1 double crochet, chain 3, 1 double crochet on top of every stitch until you get to the end. And you're going to repeat that until you have a total of 10 rows. So make 10 rows. Here is mine. I have made my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to make some increases. We're making increases as we make the V shape. It's kind of a V shape for that front part. And to do that, you're going to make a chain of 6. And then you're going to yarn over, and in that same chain, in that same space where the chain is coming out of, you're going to place a double crochet. And then chain 3, double crochet on top of the next double crochet, chain 3, double crochet on top of the next double crochet. And you're going to repeat that until you get to the end of the row. When you get to the end of the row, chain 3 and make a double crochet. Count 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th you're going to make a double crochet to complete the row. Chain 6, turn your work. So basically we are increasing on one side and keeping this side of the armholes straight. Okay, so previously here we had 9 of these boxes, and now we have increased, so we should be having 10. So you're going to chain 6 as usual, like how we've been doing at every beginning of the row, and towards this side of the armholes you're going to keep that line straight. So chain 6, double crochet on top of the next double crochet, chain 3, double crochet on top of the next double crochet until you get to the end where we make the increase. I'm now working towards the end, so I'm placing here a double crochet, chain 3, double crochet on top of the next double crochet, okay. To make an increase here, you're going to chain 3 and you're going to count 4 stitches. You're going to chain 3 and make a double crochet on top of that 3rd chain. Okay, chain 3, and in that same space you're going to make another double crochet to make an increase. So I hope that is clear. That is how we're making the increases. Chain 6 and turn your work. Then you're going to make your first increase for this row. Yarn over and make a double crochet on top of that first stitch where the chain 6 is coming out of. So place there a double crochet for your increase. Then after that you're going to make a chain of 3 and double crochet on top of the next double crochet. Then you're going to repeat that, making a chain of 3, double crochet on top of the next double crochet until you get to the end of the row. And at this point your work should be looking like this. You can see that the increase is, you can see the difference, that the V shape is starting to form here. Okay, so you're going to repeat making increases for a total of 5 rows. So let me show you guys one more time how to make the increase, and then I'll make, I think, is it the last 2 rows of camera, and then I'll be back to show you guys what to do next. Okay, one more time. When making an increase, you're going to chain 3 and then you're going to double crochet and count 3, and into the 4th you're going to make a double crochet like that, then chain 3, and in that same space you're going to make another double crochet. So basically at the end of every row here we are making an increase, so that means you'll have an extra box, if I can call it that. Then for the next row you're going to chain 6 and turn your work. Then you're going to yarn over, and on top of that first chain you're going to make a double crochet, chain 3, double crochet on top of the next double crochet, chain 3, double crochet on top of the next double crochet, and you're going to repeat that until you get to the end of the row. And we're going to repeat this for a total of 5 rows. So you're going to make 5 rows of increase, and then I'll be back to show you guys what to do next after that. And here I'm done with making my increases. I have made a total of 5, and I won't be making any more increases after this. Alright, so you're going to chain 6 here, double crochet on top of the next double crochet, chain 3, double crochet on top of the next double crochet, and you're going to repeat that pattern until you get to the end of the row. I'm working towards the end. This is the side where we've been making increases, so when you get there, you're going to chain 3 and skip 3 chains, and into the next make a double crochet, and you're going to leave it at that, okay, because we're not making any more increases. So you're going to chain 6 to start your next row, chain 6, turn your work, and you're going to repeat our rows of 1 double crochet on top of every stitch, chain 3, double crochet on top of the next stitch, and you're going to repeat that over and over until you have a total of 57 rows, just like we had for the back panels, okay? So yeah, I'll keep repeating that until I have 57 rows, but let me make a few more rows and then I'll check in with you guys so you can see how my work is looking, and then we can continue after that. This is me here checking with you guys to show you how my work is looking so far. I'm back, guys, and I have a total of 57 rows completed for the front panel as well. So from where you started from, where the stitch marker is, you're going to count until you have 57 rows. So I have 10 rows of no increase here from the beginning, and then we have 5 rows of increase, and then we have 42 rows of no increase. Okay, so once you're done with your first front panel, you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side, but of course this part is going to be on this side. I've already done mine, and this is how your work should look after making the front panel as well. Okay, so it's the same thing we did here, it's the same thing I did here, and I have a total of 57 rows for this side as well. So this is how my work is looking, and this is exactly what you should be having as well. Alright guys, so after you have made both your panels, we're now going to mark where we want our sleeve to start from. So for me, I have marked this here, and it measures about 8 inches right here. It measures 8 inches. And what I did was count these loops, and I have a total of 25 of these mesh spaces, of these boxes. I have 25 of them for the armhole. I'm sorry. Yeah, 25 here and 25 on this other side. So now we're going to join this part starting from the stitch marker going downwards, and we are going to join about, let me see, we shall join about 7 inches. Okay, let's join 7 inches, and then we'll do the same thing on this other side and join 7 inches as well, Then I'll be back to show you guys what to do next. All right, so to join, I'm going to start right where I placed my stitch marker, and I'm going to get my yarn. So you're going to make a slip knot, and right where you have your stitch marker, you're going to insert your hook, chain 1 to secure that. Then I'm going to chain 2, and in that same space make a single crochet. Then I'm going to insert my hook in this next space and make 2 single crochets in that space, and into this next space I'm going to make single crochets, 2 single crochets there as well. So basically I'm making 2 single crochets in every space until I join about 6 or 7 inches. So here we are. I have joined from the stitch marker and joined 6 inches, as you can see. And to complete this, I'm going to make a slip stitch in that same space, chain 1, get my scissors and cut the yarn, and I'm going to reattach this yarn on the other side of my sleeve right here, and again I'm going to join 6 inches. So let's do that, then I'll be back to show you guys what to do real quick. Okay, so here I am. I have joined in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these boxes. So in that same space I'm going to make a slip stitch, chain 1, and cut off the yarn. Okay, so we are done joining that part. Next, I want us to make a row of single crochet around this front part. Okay, start right from here, and we want to do that on the right side of our work. So this is the wrong side facing us, so you will want to turn it like so, so the single crochet's right side can be facing outwards. So I'm going to insert my hook right here in the chain, then make a slip knot, attach my yarn, and I'm going to start making my single crochets. So chain 2, and in this first space that you have, you're going to make 2 single crochets, and then into the next space you're going to make 3 single crochets. So here you make 3, and into the next you're going to make 2. Okay, so that's 2 there. The next space is going to get 3, the next space is going to get 2. Okay, you're going to keep repeating that pattern until you get back to the end. So I have made single crochets all over this whole front part, and I'm now at the end right here. And here I have 2 single crochets, so I'm going to insert my hook on top of this stitch, the first one, and then I'm going to make a slip stitch, chain 1, and then I'm going to cut off the yarn. Okay, so that is complete now. What we need to do is to repeat what we just did here on this side. Okay, from where we joined the armhole going downwards. Actually, you're going to start from this corner, and then you're going to go like this all the way down. Then when you get to the end, you will make a slip stitch and cut off the yarn and reattach it on the other side, and repeat the same process. And then I'll be back to show you guys how we are going to do the last part of this cover up. All right, so now that we have worked our single crochets over here and our single crochet for the sides, we're now going to crisscross this cover up to create that design that we want to make. And to do that, you're going to make sure that your work is on the wrong side. This is the wrong side for me because, as you can see, I have the seam here that I used to join to part the armholes. So we're going to crisscross it. So you're going to need some stitch markers so that you can pin it down, and that will help it not to move. So before you start joining, pin your work down and, you know, try to put it on and see if it's okay for you. If it's not okay, if the front part is kind of lifting up, you're going to join more here. Okay, you're going to make more single crochets going downwards so that you have enough space, so that you don't have to lift the front panels way too high. I hope that makes sense, and actually that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to join a few more stitches here. Okay, and after that I'll start the joining. So here I have my single crochet row that I used to, you know, separate the armholes from the rest of it. So I'm going to attach my yarn right here, go through both sides, and I'm going to make a slip knot. Attach the new yarn, chain 1, and then I'm going to make 1 single crochet on top of every stitch, and I'm going through both sides at the same time. So I'm going to join 6 more inches like what I did here, and then the rest we'll see how much space we have left. Okay, so I have gone ahead and joined about 6 more inches. So in total here we have joined about 12 inches from here to where the armholes start. So the next thing we're going to do before I cut off my yarn this side, I'm going to crisscross this. Okay, so what you'll do is do it like this, So you're going to get this side and cross it over to the other side. It's okay if it moves from up, just a little bit though, don't overdo it like this. What you're gonna do is you're going to get your stitch marker and pin down the ends. This is the very end of both pieces. Okay, so now that you have pinned that, you're going to carefully move this. Okay, that's how far I'm going to move mine. So now I'm going to let go of this and I'm going to continue joining, but this time I'm going to join with this other side of my front panel, and then this is going to go on this other side after I join another 6 inches. I hope that makes sense to you guys. So here I need to make a total of 12 inches long for the joining. Then after that I will attach this as well. I just didn't want to, you know, cut off my yarn, come over this side, join the 6 inches, and then all that stuff. So I'm going to okay, so I'm now going to join all the way until I get to the end. Make a single crochet into the next stitches of both sides, and you're going to repeat that until you get to the end. Also, if you need to count your stitches, go ahead and do that. I know it's bad, but yeah, I like to guess and eyeball stuff. But if you have to count your stitches, as long as the single crochets you made match up, the 3 single crochet, 2 single crochets that we made, everything should be all right. So I'm now going to speed up this process and I'll show you guys how I'm going to work on the other side. I'm now working towards the end, so I'm going to remove the stitch marker. So to complete this, you're going to go back in that last space where you've made your single crochet, and you're going to make a slip stitch. Slip stitch, chain 1, and then cut off the yarn. So now we have this one side joined. Okay, I'll show you guys how it looks. Once I join this, it should be good to go. Okay, so before that, I'm going to attach my yarn. I'll make a slip knot. and make single crochet and chain 6 inches. Then I'm going to pin this side down so that it doesn't move. Pin it down. So I'm now going to chain this side as well. Okay. So I'm at the end of my row and I'm going to take my stitch marker out. I have 2 stitches left. I'm going to make my single crochets. Then back into that same space, I'm going to go back with a slip stitch. Chain 1, cut the yarn, so we're done joining our piece. So now the whole piece is joined. Okay, and we're now going to just make a row of single crochet around the sleeves. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing for the bottom part. Work all the way around with the single crochet stitches. Don't you hate it when you buy yarn and you find the colors to be a little bit different? This white is like an off-white creamish color. Anyway, I noticed that when I was like almost done with my back panel, so I just left it at that. And here is the final look after making the single crochets around the sleeves and making single crochets around the bottom part as well. So you'll go ahead and do that the exact same way we did the single crochet around the front piece. Thanks for watching.